copy and pasting an ad like this can make you over $100 per day because they generate leads like this for businesses. And you can see here in the past 30 days, I've generated 105 leads for this business. And in the past 14 days, I've generated them 75 leads. If you do this properly and charge around $75 per lead, if you get 60 leads for them in a month, or you have 60 leads that you're selling to different clients, you can make $4,500 per month. And the best part is AI and software do the majority of the work for you, which I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. So in this video, I'm going to teach you this exact business model that allowed me to drop out of college and never work a job, which is to find real estate agents, copy and paste proven ads, and then make $50 to $100 per lead. And so if any of this sounds interesting and you want my completely free course, all I ask is you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will send you a private link to get everything I've got completely for free. Now let's get into the video. So step number one is we need to find a real estate agent. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go over here to Zillow, and you're gonna click on the section called Find an Agent, and it's gonna take you over to what's called the Zillow Agent Finder. So basically what we can do here is we can just type in any area that we want to find real estate agents. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to type in Dallas, Texas, and you can see now I have over 20,000 leads that I can actually contact about this new service that I'm going to be offering, okay? And if I just scroll down here a second, I can click on, this guy Charles here. You can see that in the past 12 months, he's had 17 sales. And in case you're totally new to like the real estate space and how it works, just a simple rule of thumb is you can actually take this average price here that Zillow provides, and you could multiply it by 3%. So to keep the numbers super simple, 500,000 times 3% is around $15,000. So that basically means that this real estate agent, whenever they sell a home based on this average, makes about $15,000 when they sell that home. So that's how you can understand, how valuable these leads are to these businesses, right? And then all you have to do is scroll down, and you will see the real estate agent's information right here publicly. That's why real estate agents are one of the best niches to target on a pay-per-lead model, because their information is public, okay? So once you have their information, what you're gonna do is you're gonna send them over an email like this, okay? You just adjust this based on where this particular agent is based. You can see here, it just says, hey, first name, I have a system that can help you generate more listings in Dallas. I'm so confident it works that you only pay per qualified listing lead that you actually speak with. No setup fees, no contracts, just X. So this is where you put in your pricing, just $50 or $75 or $100 or whatever you'd like to charge per qualified conversation. Would you be open to a quick chat so I can show you how it works? It's really that simple, guys, because they are only going to be paying us when we get them a qualified prospect that they speak to, okay? And so there's no risk for them. There's no setup fees, there's no contracts, anything like that. And then when you get somebody to say yes to this offer, what you're going to do is you're going to set up a simple inbound advertising system to start bringing in these leads for their business. And then we're going to use AI and software to basically qualify those leads so that we get them the actual leads that are interested in selling or buying their home, okay? So step number one to this process is we are just going to create their advertising copy, okay? So advertising copy is basically just the words that are on the ad, okay? So if we go back to the original example, you can see here, this is what's called the ad copy, all right? And so when I go back here into my prompt, you can just type in something very simple, like make a targeted ad towards Dallas homeowners who need to sell their home. It's for a Facebook ad. Please create the ad copy and the headline, okay? And so once we have that created, this is all just using ChatGPT. This is super simple. I just don't want to waste time typing this out and showing you guys how this works. So this is super simple. You just copy and paste this and put it into ChatGPT, and then it literally will create the ad, okay? So that's step one. So we have reached out to a real estate agent, right? We have found their information completely for free on Zillow, and then we send them over this email which says, hey, we're so confident in our system, we only want you to pay us $75 per qualified conversation you have. Are you interested in testing it out? They say yes, right? And we say, okay, cool. The way it works is we set up a simple inbound advertising campaign. You pay for the ad spend, and then you only pay us when we send you that qualified conversation. So then what we're doing here is we're getting our ad copy, which we've already done right here with ChatGPT. And now we need to actually create our ad, okay? And so what I recommend doing is using this software called captions.ai, okay? And like I said, in that free course, I have links to all of these things that you're gonna need, the templates, the scripts, the softwares that you need to set this up. So like I said, if you're interested, completely free, just like, comment, subscribe, and I will send that over to you. And so here we have captions.ai. And so I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about how this works so you can see for yourself. Okay, so if I just choose, let's just say Violet as an example, I can click on the ad here and now click on generate video, and then it's gonna generate a completely AI-based video that has the script that we used in the previous step. And then once it produces that video, the video will come out like this. I'll overlay the video so it's not, you can actually see it and hear the audio.
Hey Dallas homeowners, tired of waiting months to sell your house? What if I told you there's a way to get cash for your property right now? No more open houses, no more negotiations, no more stress.
And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to this software. It is called Go High Level, all right? And I have a 30-day trial to that software in that link that I'll be sending you. The normal trial for that software is 14 days, so you can get an extra 2 weeks if you use my particular link. When you use my link, you get all those bonuses as well, okay? And so what we do here, right, is once we're in Go High Level, we click on this tab here that says Facebook Ads, and then we choose Facebook and Instagram. And then I'm just gonna click on my demo ads here. And now you can see we have our ad, right? And whereas before you would have had to learn all these different things with Facebook and how to set all this stuff up, and now it's right here in the platform. You just upload your own video or your own image, and then you can click to launch these ads right here in the software, all right? And so now you can see here's the actual ad, and then all I have to do is click on select, and then now we just fill out a few different things, and the ad will go live and start generating leads. And I'm gonna show you how you can use the AI to qualify them and then charge your client when they get a qualified lead. So what we're gonna do here is just put in a daily budget. So we could just put $20 a day. And then here you put in the client's website, okay? And I have more training on that in my course on how to do all this, but I don't wanna make this video so long. So I'm just gonna type in Google here as an example. And then all I have to do is click on where I want the ad to run. And I'm just gonna type in Dallas, Texas for this example. I click on that. I'm gonna remove this default location that it has, and then just click on launch campaign. And then we can link all of those leads we get for the client straight into the system. And then once they're in this system, we can basically use the AI to qualify that lead and charge them when they get a qualified lead. Okay, so just to recap, so you're understanding everything, we are finding a real estate agent on Zillow. All right, and our offer to them is that we will charge them $75 per qualified conversation that they have with their target client. Then they say yes, and we basically start the process of creating a custom ad for them using ChatGPT, and then we create a custom video for them using captions.ai, and then we use this software here called Go High Level to launch our ads in the most simple way, and then we're gonna go into step 6 here, which is to qualify these leads with an AI bot. So this should say step 6 here. But you can basically see this is a screenshot of one of the leads that I sold to one of my clients. And you can see the lead basically texting our bot, and then the bot sending over a list of times, and then it booking in the appointment with that lead, and then I can charge for that particular lead. All right. So now I'm going to show you this step, which is how do we set up the AI bot to qualify these leads. Okay, so now that we are generating leads for the client, what I'm gonna do is show you how this bot will work once we start getting leads for this client, and then I'll show you how to charge the client once you get them a qualified lead. So I'm just gonna say hi, and I'm gonna pretend that I am the actual lead, and I'm just gonna say I'm interested in an offer. So this lead is designed for people who want to sell their home. And now you can see the bot is asking, could you please provide the address of the property you're interested in selling? So I'm just going to say 1400 Asheville Boulevard, Los Angeles. Okay. And then now it's going to say, could you tell me a bit about the condition of the property? And then I'm just going to say it's in fair condition. And it's going through all of these qualifying questions that we have in the prompt, and it's asking the condition, you know, why they need to sell. So if I say as soon as possible, the next question that it's going to ask is the time frame that they need to sell, right? And what's cool about this is you can just copy and paste this, and you could delete, something, add in your own question, and it's a completely different bot. So you can see, do you have an asking price in mind? And then it's going to ask if it's listed. It already collected the address, but you guys can see. So I'm going to say 500K. And then I'm going to say, no, it's not listed. And then it should start going for the appointment here. So this is the power of the AI bot, is that it's going to, pull some times for my actual calendar here. And I'll just say Tuesday, 9 a.m. to make it simple. And then just like that, it is now going to book me into an appointment. And then this is where we can now charge the client per lead, okay, or per appointment. So there it is. The appointment is booked, and there's no coding or anything required. All you do is basically copy and paste a prompt like this, and then change it around for your niche or whoever you want to target. Okay. I always recommend targeting high ticket service-based businesses like real estate agents, because as I said, if you get them just one lead that turns into a deal, guess what? Charles would make $15,000 based on his average price point. So if you're selling them, 10 grand of leads a year, 20 grand of leads per year, and they close 5-10 deals, they're gonna triple their money, if not way more. Okay. And I've been doing this for the past 8 years, and this works, and it still works, and people are always going to want leads. Okay. So that is how we actually use the AI bot. And then now I'm going to show you how we can actually basically charge those clients every time they get a qualified appointment. So this is where the AI booking bot is in this software. I'll just show you. It's called automation. I was just in the demo part of the software, so we didn't have to, I could demo it for you guys and not just explain it. So where this actually exists in the software is called the automation section. And then what we can do here, this is where we have our AI bot with all of our prompt and stuff like that. And then all we have to do is when the appointment is booked, we just type in Stripe one-time charge. Stripe is a platform where you can, collect money. And so all I do is I type in, I copy paste my customer ID, which is inside of my Stripe. So when Charles signs up, I say, cool, the way it works is you pay $75 for the first lead. Once we get that first lead, you'll be at zero. And then, when the next lead comes in, we charge you $75 with that card on file. So since Charles would have already paid us $75 for that first lead, then we basically just copy and paste our Stripe customer ID, which is super simple. It's like just finding their email, and then we charge them whatever we want, $75. And all this happens on complete automation. And so that's what I'm doing right now. That's what I've been doing for the past 8 years. And if you are thinking about getting into the AI space and learning how you can, leverage AI to help you make an income, this is the best way, in my personal opinion, to do it, because it's super practical and you're helping real businesses with stuff they actually want. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want the course, and I'll be sending that over to you shortly. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.